name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and to have another diamond in the rough, his name is Amos Coleman III. He's a defensive back out of Texas A&M Kingsville. Nice to have you on, sir.
Yes, sir. Nice to be here.
So, hey man, you had a really great year this past year. Ended up being named, Lone Star Conference Defensive Back of the Year, which is kind of nice. Add a lot to the table as an athlete, a great special teamer, as well as very versatile guy there in that secondary. But before we get talking about anything else, man, set the stage. Tell us where you're from, and just kind of start us out in this journey.
Got you. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. I went to school in Houston. Like I said, I went to A-Leaf Elsick out there in Houston. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Besides out here living in Kingsville.
Cool. So you said Alif Elsick. That was Louisiana, or was that Houston?
That's in Houston.
Houston. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the beginnings there, man. Actually, before we get there, dude, how long have you been playing football?
Since I was a kid, but I want to say probably about since I was about 8 years old. I kind of skipped like the little flag area. I started off straight and passed. I was a basketball player at first, so I just tried to do the switch over to football.
All right, and then again, there at high school, obviously played some football there, but I have in my notes you're also a track guy. So,
Yes, sir.
talk
Yeah,
about you as a high school athlete.
yeah. Kind of got into the track kind of late into like my junior year. I wish I would have started out a little earlier. Like I say, I didn't realize that the importance of it, how I could transfer over to football. But like I said, yeah, I started off in high school and junior year, ran like the 200 and the relays and the 100 and stuff like that. Did pretty decent, but got faster as I progressed throughout the years.
So, you said you, I guess, kind of wish you did a little more of that in high school.
Yeah,
But I think it's fine though, man. I think you did, a solid job there on the track. Having my notes, approximately 228, 200 meter, which is actually a really, respectable number. I
yeah.
don't know if you have any other numbers that you remember from those days, like, if there's anything more that you want to add to it.
Not much ever. Like I said, I was just out there just to have fun and then increase my speed for football. Like I said, 100, I think I ran like a 10.5, 10.6. Not much of a speed guy, but like I said, once I got towards my senior year, I kind of took it more seriously and progressed my speed.
Well, I mean, I think over the course of time, I mean, you really did establish your speed overall, which obviously did translate to football. I think a lot of people know you as a great special teams player.
So,
In addition to you being the best defensive back in your conference, but let's kind of walk through this journey of you there at Alif Elsick and how you got to Kingsville. So, how did that work for you?
I mean, I had a couple offers coming out of high school. I want to say it was coming down to Angelo and Kingsville as for like my final two decisions. But I had like a high school teammate who's was already at Kingsville who gave me some kind of background information about how it was going. And then this is the overall visit itself. It just I felt like I was more welcome on my visit when I went out there to Kingsville, and they just felt as if they needed me more than all the other schools.
So, I mean, obviously you're looking at some D2 schools there in state of Texas, more or less. Did location play a huge factor, or was it just whoever was giving you offers at that time?
I wouldn't say location as much. Like I said, I had a couple offers as far as like Montana State and stuff like that, but I didn't commit fast enough, so they kind of like took the offer and stuff like that. But like I said, Kingsville was closer to home, but it just also it played like the visit itself, and when I went on my visit, played a huge role in me committing to Kingsville.
Gotcha. Always nice to be, at least be a little closer to home too, so that the fam can come watch you play. So
Oh yes, sir.
that certainly helps. So, bro, let's talk about Kingsville for people that aren't as familiar with it. Again, really made sense to you, when you went and took
Mhm.
your visit, but uh, what has made that place so special for you? That place that you've called home for the past several seasons.
I want to say was just the rich football tradition that they have, and then the fans, and then the love they have for the game of football, and then the success Kingsville has had in the past, and then like I said, the chemistry, and then the bond that I have with some of my coaches and the players that came with me within my class, and then I just once I got the new coaching staff with Coach Salinas and his group, it has been nothing but progress. So it just kept me here instead of entering the transfer portal.
Cool. So, let's, I guess, shift gears and talk more about some football. How would you describe that defense there at Kingsville? Because I mean, there's a lot of dogs out there, dude. So let's talk about those guys around you and just kind of like that defense as a whole.
I say it's just the way we held each other accountable. Like I said, we took pride in not giving up on each other and not being let's say the reason why we I want to say lost the game or whatever. Like I said, those guys we competed on and off the field. It started off the field in summer, working out together, competing with each other on and off the field in the weight room, running during the workouts and stuff like that. And that just built more chemistry as we went onto the field.
So let's give a couple shout outs, man. Talk about some of your teammates, man. Who there at Kingsville do we need to know?
You as recently right now or like coming into the draft with me.
Whatever you want to tell me, dude. The recent guys, of course.
Recent guys, I see. Shout out my dog Ezra Thibodeau. He's a defensive lineman. Come out. He came in with me a year after me. You got Jeff Laverne. He's also a DB. Keon Clary. There's Alex Smith, the D lineman. We got running backs. CJ Smith. I said CJ Smith. We got CJ, Christian Anderson. Let's see who else. Caleb Thomas, tight end. Wade Freeman, who's a standout quarterback. I think guys should be looking at more. And then for the most part, that's all I can think of right now.
Well, I mean, definitely. I wanted to let you, give a shout out to them guys because I know you have a lot of great talent there. I do remember, at least in my notes somewhere along the line, Thibodeau being one guy that
Yeah.
a lot of people really need
And
to,
see, it's CJ Odom, not CJ Smith. I'm thinking about I got two players mixed up. It's CJ Odom.
it's all good. Don't worry about it. So you again this past season did a great job. Being named defensive back of the year. Um, you've been first team all conference several times over. But let's talk about you as a defensive back, man. What are we getting when we're looking at Amos Coleman III as a defensive back? I mean, how would you describe yourself?
Very versatile. I could be physical at times. I could be finesse at times. I just ready to play at whatever position the coach want me at certain times. Like I said, I like to get in on the inside with the faster guys, the more shifted guys, because I'm a smaller guy myself. But I also like to run. So I'm a bump and run type of guy when I'm in the slot, and I like to eliminate the big play guys.
Gotcha. And I know you have good experience as a specialist as well,
Mhm.
that being a return specialist. Um, Talk about that, man. What separates you out there on the field as an athlete, whether it's you with the ball in your hand or you trying to knock the ball out of someone else's hand? So,
Yeah.
what separates you, bro?
I mean, growing up, I played a lot of offense, played a lot of running back and offense growing up. I transitioned to defense coming into high school, so I got like an offensive background. So I'm pretty dynamic with the ball in my hands, and just I like once the ball's in my hands, I just like making plays and like make it's pretty much an ooh and a ah thing. I like getting the crowd involved and like being that energizing player for the team.
So, as a guy who is that energy that comes to the table. Um, Growing up as a kid, was there maybe a particular guy that you kind of, I don't know, were a big fan of, maybe modeled your game after? I mean, I'm thinking about guys like Devin Hester or something. Like, I don't know if
Yeah,
there's something there. I don't want to necessarily put words in your mouth, but like, who was that guy for you growing up?
like I said, I played a lot of offense, so I was a running back in my previous year. So I watched a lot of Reggie Bush, and like I said, Devin Hester was one of those guys I watched. And then as I grew older, Patrick Peterson, Tavon Austin, and like D'Anthony Thomas, more of those electrifying guys. Those like little smaller guys, but were making plays on special teams, getting their team hyped up to go compete for the most part. Yeah.
Cool. So, Amos, been a part of a lot of great games, a lot of great seasons there for Kingsville. Um, Give us a couple highlights of your career, man. I mean, give me maybe a game or so, a play or so, What are some of the highlights that you'll remember for years to come?
One of my favorite ones is I want to say starting off my All American year against Angelo. Coming out, they had just scored a touchdown against our offense. I mean, I guess I want to say but we gave up a touchdown, so we were down 7, and then offense went out, and I think they turned the ball over. But coming out, it was a play that the formation that they lined up in that I remember seeing in film, and like they actually ran that play, and I ended up picking the ball off and taking it back to the house. So that was a big time moment for me. Like I said, I seen that play in film, and I knew if they ran that play that I was gonna make a play on it, and it actually came true. So I did that. Just showed me how important it was to watch film and to study the game of football. And then on top of that, there's I want to say this recent year, going into the first game of the season. I used to tell my teammates all the time over summer during workouts leading to the year that the very first kickoff return that I touched was going to go to the house. And luckily, Colorado Mesa kicked me the ball, and I took it to the crib.
That's awesome, man. That's the most exciting play in sports. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah,
You set the tone, and I hate it when we get touchbacks, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's
yeah.
one thing that really it kills me. Um, Obviously, man, I know you love this game, but
Yes, sir.
for you, is there anything that you would change about the game? Like, let's say you're commissioner for one day. Like, what would you change about this game of football? Would there be anything?
It's just me being a DB. I would say just letting the DB and receivers play just a little bit more. Like I said, they're fixing up the rules a little bit, but I just feel like they should just let them play just a little bit more. Like I said, the DB were already at a disadvantage. We were starting off running backwards, so I just feel like they should just let the DBs play the game just a little bit more,
Yeah,
more
I
than
mean,
I think.
I look at it how the game has evolved, where like, dude, there's a flag like on almost every other like, you know,
Yeah,
just it it's annoying. So
yeah.
you gotta let guys play out there, and I definitely understand where you're coming from. I was also thinking maybe perhaps as a returner, get them dudes to kick that ball out. Maybe from a different yard line or something. Give you a little bit of space to work
Just go
with.
back just a little bit. That's all. Just go back
Yeah,
a
just
little bit,
just
get a little bit
just
more
that
room.
just that much. You know what I mean? So when we're looking at you and how you have developed over the years, coming in, what do you think is the biggest thing that's changed for you? I mean, coming in as a freshman up until now.
I would just say, like I said, the seriousness that I took into the game as far as like studying film, and then as a freshman, like going home over the summer, like as I progressed and started playing more, like I said, I redshirted my freshman year. So once I started playing, I took into the seriousness of how much better I got to be and how much more time I need to put in to be a better person, get stronger, and get faster. So instead of going home for the summer, I started staying here and working out with my teammates. And I see how important it was to work out with your teammates as far as working out by yourself, and how much better it could, what I'm saying, lead into the team going into the fall.
Yeah, man, if you want to be a professional, you got to act like a professional. You got to practice
Yes,
like a professional. I mean, you got to go out there and get it done and definitely understand the mentality there. But Amos, I feel like you've done a solid job overall. And after your time there at Kingsville, you had an opportunity to go to the College Gridiron Showcase and show people your talent. So talk about that time that you spent there, if you don't mind.
it was a pretty good fun experience. Like I said, I got to sit in front of some scouts, got to talk to a couple scouts, got to do one-on-ones with guys from different levels, D1s, D2s, and got to showcase my skills in front of some scouts. So like I said, it was a great experience. I want to thank those guys again for giving me the opportunity to go out there and showcase my skills, and then also for like the information and then the things they taught me while I was there, as far as just not as far as just being on the field, but how to go about being an NFL player and how to manage life after getting to the NFL.
Cool. So, you had mentioned you talked to some scouts. I mean, you talked to like a handful. Like, do you have a number that you can share as to some of the
No, I mean,
teams
as
you
far
played
as
with?
like I said, it was D1 guys there. It was a mixture of guys. I was one of those D2 guys that was able to talk to some scouts. I talked to the Chiefs and the Colts, and like I said, that's pretty much who I talked to just there. And then, like I said, I got some coaches who've been talking to players, coaches for me. So that's pretty much
Well,
everything.
hey, dude, that's cool. I mean, being
Yeah.
able to actually have the opportunity to talk to some scouts, pretty surreal. Let's just be
Yes, sir.
honest.
Yes.
I mean, you're in a position where some NFL teams are interested. Have you taken a moment to let that sit in, man? I mean, that you're actually an NFL prospect, like that you're a prospect for this season. Like, has that even like have you wrapped your your mind around that yet?
I'm trying to. I don't even want to waste no time. I just been getting straight into it, getting to work. I don't even want to sit around and think about it. I can't miss this opportunity. So I guess I got a good coach, Eddie Moan. He does a good job in motivating me and keeping me on track. So I just keep going every day of the week.
So, what are you up to now, man? You training for a pro day? Like, what's your setup these days?
Yeah, right now I'm out here in Kingsville training for myself. Out here with my guys Ezra and Jeff. Like we out here training for the pro day, and like I say, our coaches out here training us, and then we got a training staff and Miss Tara who takes care of us. And like I said, we're gonna get with the track team and just train with them. And then later on, I'll probably go back out to Houston and get with a trainer out there in Houston once I sign with an agent.
So, give us a little bit of a teaser, man. Like, I know you used to be a track guy, so I mean, do we know how fast you're running yet, or do we want to wait and give these guys, you know, that on your pro day?
Yeah, I think I want. I want to just pop out on my pro day. Like I said, I know people thinking that I know that I'm pretty fast, but I want to. I think I should wait till pro day just to keep the fans waiting.
That's fine, man. Definitely going to be excited to, see what's going to happen in that pro day for you and your teammates. That would certainly be fun. Let's take a moment, dude. I want to take some time just to talk about you outside of a football player. So, anything about you that you want to share, whether it be your hobbies, interests, passions, you got any special talents, dude? Anything that you want to share about yourself other than you as a football player?
Well, like I said, I'm pretty much I'm a gamer right now. I'm sitting in front of my gaming setup right now. That's pretty much what I do in my free time. I that's pretty much everything. I game. I go out with my friends, chill. But like I said, I'm pretty much a gamer. If I'm not out there working out, playing football, and not going to class, I'm in here playing the game. And like I said, my teammates can vouch for that. I'm not
Okay.
much. I mean, I party every now and then, but I'm more of a inside guy. I like to sit here and play the game all day.
No, dude, I get you. I mean, as an athlete, I mean, whenever you have some downtime, you're just, you know, messing around on a video game or something. Definitely understand that. Do want to kind of I don't know, see what else I can get out of you real quick. So I mean, not meaning to make you feel uncomfortable or anything, but anything else that you want
Yeah.
to share. So give me a couple topics that you feel that you could talk about other than sports that like I don't know, with like little to no preparation, we can have a conversation on.
What you want to say? Probably like my motivation for football. I
No, no,
think
no,
that's
no,
pretty
no.
much
Just
the only.
any other topics, like any other
That,
topics that you have that we could sit and talk about other than sport.
I suck at this. That's how about you ask me, and then I'll tell you if we can.
No, no, no. What I'm saying is like, are you an expert in anything else, like besides football, sports? Are you very interested in something like music, movies, anything of that nature that we can talk about on it?
I want to say, like I said, I'm a criminal justice major. I'm that's kind of like my backup plan. Like I grew up watching a lot of Criminal Minds and heist shows and stuff like that, where there's investigators stuff like that. So like besides football, I'm pretty much into that and stuff like that. Being an investigator, being a detective and stuff like that. And figuring like I like figuring stuff out for the most part.
Okay, so I mean, is there a TV show that you'd recommend I binge watch or something?
And so yeah, Criminal Minds is a good one. Like I said, I'm on Netflix. I watch a lot of movies like heist movies where there's like bank robbers and then there's like a detective or whoever who has to figure stuff out and then like they got to negotiate stuff like that. So I'll say Money Heist and it's a lot of other shows too. I just can't think of it right now, but like that's much more my area that I like
That's
to.
all right. Let me see here if there's a couple other things that I could ask of you. Uh, I know you're training right now, but just for the fun of it, favorite snack or maybe like cheat meal.
Snack, as far as like candy, or you mean like food?
However you want to answer it, man. It's up to you.
Like I said, I'm a gamer, so I'm a snack type of guy. I like gushers and fruit rolls and stuff like that. But as far as food, my go-to thing I want to say probably would be wings.
Wings. Okay.
Wings,
Okay.
wings.
Uh, kind of interesting. Again, for a guy who, more or less grew up in the Houston area, went to Kingsville, what is the farthest you've actually been from home?
We recently been to we traveled a lot over the recent over this past season. We went to Washington. I want to say that's the farthest I've been. Washington and Oregon. That's the farthest I've been from home.
So is there maybe a place that you would love to visit?
Let's see.
Like bucket list. I'm trying to get your bucket list here. You know what I mean?
Bucket list. Uh, I do want to go to New York around like Christmas time, stuff like that, just to see like the Times Square and stuff like that. And then I still haven't been to California. I want to go to California and then Miami, Florida, just to get that just experience as far as like the beaches and stuff like that. So those are kind of like just some of the quick things I can think on top of my head.
Well, hey, Amos, I mean, I think that, maybe some of those places might actually, end up here in the future for you. I mean,
Hopefully.
depending on where your professional route takes you, I mean,
Hmm.
you could end up in multiple areas. So, I mean, certainly something fun to consider as, we look forward to you as a professional. So, um, I know right now, buddy, we're talking to each other from the framework of you trying to get into the league, trying to get yourself that opportunity. So, as we close up shop here with our interview, I want to give you the floor and just tell all them scouts out there why you would make a great addition to their team. Tell them, everything that you can do. Give them your pitch and close us out.
I mean, pretty much, I'm a dynamic football player with a high work ethic. Like I say, I'm willing to play whatever position. Like I said, I was a cornerback last year, and I transferred over to safety halfway through fall camp, just because when my coach he asked for me if that was what I want to do, and I was like, Coach, if that's what you want me to do, I'll do it. Like I said, I like to make plays. I'm a special teams type of guy. I like to go block kicks, return, run out there on special teams. Just that's what I like doing. Whatever the team needs is what I like doing. Like I said, I want to put my best foot forward to make the team successful. Like I said, I have a lot of motivation. I like doing this for my family. They put a lot into this for me because they know this is what I love doing. So, like I said, you're gonna get a dynamic football player out of me.
Yeah, it definitely brings a lot to the table. And you've shown that over over your career there at Kingsville. So, Amos, do want to wish you very best of luck in this process, and you take care. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Once again, we got ourselves Amos Coleman III. He is a defensive back out of Texas A&M Kingsville. Check this guy out.
Sir.